Welcome to Canada, the second largest country on Earth, and a land of intriguing oddities and breathtaking beauty. This colossal country stretches from the Atlantic to the Pacific and all the way up to the Arctic Ocean, covering an area of almost 10 million square kilometers. That's like fitting 50 United Kingdoms into one. Now, imagine a country so vast that it holds more lakes than the rest of the world combined. Yes, you heard it right. Canada is the proud keeper of over 2 million lakes. That's about 60% of all the lakes in the world. These bodies of water are not just for show. They play a crucial role in the country's ecosystem, serving as habitats for a myriad of wildlife and contributing to the country's stunning landscapes. But Canada's geographical wonders don't stop at lakes. Nestled in the farthest reaches of the north, in the region of Nunavut, lies Alert, the northernmost permanently inhabited place on the planet. It's a place so remote that it's closer to Moscow than it is to Ottawa, Canada's capital. And here's a fun fact. Alert's winter temperatures can drop as low as -40 degrees Celsius. Talk about a real-life winter wonderland. So whether you're planning to paddle across the serene waters of Lake Superior or brave the frosty winds of Alert, Canada promises an adventure unlike any other. It's a country that keeps on giving, with every lake, every mountain, and every town holding a unique story just waiting to be discovered. And let's not forget, this is just the beginning. We've barely scratched the surface of this vast and vibrant land. From its remarkable wildlife to its rich cultural heritage, Canada is a treasure trove of experiences waiting to be explored. So if you're planning on exploring all of Canada's lakes, you might want to pack a few extra pairs of swimming trunks. You might think the national animal of Canada would be a moose or a beaver, but you'd be wrong. Now, let's talk about the real stars of the show, the polar bears, particularly those found in Churchill, Manitoba. This frosty locale is affectionately known as the polar bear capital of the world. Why, you ask? Well, Churchill is a hotspot for these magnificent creatures, who often wander into the town, much to the surprise of its residents. But fear not, the town has a unique solution, a polar bear jail. You heard it right, a jail for polar bears. These wayward wanderers are held here until they can be safely released back into the wild. What an ingenious way to coexist, don't you think? But let's not forget, these are formidable creatures. So if you're visiting Churchill, remember to keep your food under lock and key unless you want a 10-foot-tall visitor. In Canada, sports aren't just hobbies, they're a way of life. The heart of Canadian sports beats to the rhythm of two games, ice hockey and lacrosse. These aren't just pastimes, they're national treasures, woven into the very fabric of Canadian culture and history. Ice hockey, the winter sport, is more than just a game on the ice. It's a testament to Canadians' resilience, their ability to thrive in the harshest of winters. It's about teamwork, strategy, and most of all, passion. Then there's lacrosse, the summer sport, a game of agility, speed, and skill. Born from the Indigenous peoples of North America, lacrosse is a symbol of Canada's rich heritage and diversity, a tribute to the country's roots. Each sport, in its unique way, reflects the spirit of Canada, resilient, diverse, and passionate. So whether you're a fan of the fast-paced action on the ice or the skillful precision of lacrosse, Canada has got you covered. Maple syrup isn't just a sweet topping in Canada, it's liquid gold. Yes, you heard it right. In Canada, maple syrup is not just a mere sugary delight, it's a rich cultural symbol, an economic powerhouse, and a source of national pride. When we talk about Canadian exports, we often think about oil, cars, or maybe even lumber. But let's not overlook the sweet, sticky, and utterly delicious liquid gold that is maple syrup. Canada produces more than 80% of the world's maple syrup, with Quebec leading the charge. This sweet commodity plays a significant role in the nation's economy, and it's deeply ingrained in the Canadian culture and tradition. It's more than just a pancake topping. It's a symbol of the country's rich natural resources and the hardworking spirit of its people. But what happens when this liquid gold becomes a target for thieves? It sounds almost too bizarre to be true, but let me take you back to 2012, to the Great Maple Syrup Heist. In a daring act of theft, nearly $18 million worth of syrup was stolen from a storage facility in rural Quebec. This wasn't some spur-of-the-moment shoplifting, it was a meticulously planned and executed operation that spanned several months. The thieves siphoned off the syrup from barrels, replaced it with water, and managed to go unnoticed for quite some time. The heist was eventually uncovered during a routine inventory check, and the sticky-fingered culprits were brought to justice. But the incident served as a stark reminder of just how valuable this sweet commodity is to Canada. The Great Maple Syrup Heist of 2012 wasn't just a crime. It was an audacious attack on a symbol of Canadian identity. It left a bitter taste in the mouth of a nation that takes immense pride in its syrup production. So, next time you're drizzling that sweet sticky syrup over your pancakes, just remember you're enjoying a taste of Canada's liquid gold. Ever heard that Canadians are polite? Well, they're so polite, they've made it law. That's right. Let's dive into the fascinating realm of Canadian legislation and talk about the Canadian Apology Act of 2009. This is not your typical law. Oh no. This law actually makes apologies inadmissible in court. You heard that right. In the Great White North, saying, "I'm sorry," can't be used against you. This unique piece of legislation essentially reflects the quintessential Canadian cultural stereotype of frequently saying sorry. It's almost as if they found a way to legally protect their politeness. Imagine that, being so conscious of your manners that you create a law to safeguard it. Now, isn't that a charming testament to Canadian civility? So, in Canada, you can apologize without fear of legal repercussions. Talk about polite. Canada, a land of stunning landscapes, unique wildlife, and perhaps the most polite people on Earth. We've journeyed through the vast terrain of this magnificent country, delving into the unique facts that make Canada truly special. We've traversed the land of thousands of lakes, all the way to the northernmost settlement on our blue planet. We've met the formidable polar bears, the kings and queens of the Canadian wilderness, and discovered that Canadians are as passionate about sports as they are about their wildlife. We've also tasted the sweet success of the maple syrup industry, a true Canadian treasure, and not without its share of sticky situations. And who could forget the Apology Act? Only in Canada could you find a law that protects the polite. So, whether you're a nature lover, a sports enthusiast, a foodie, or just someone who appreciates good manners, Canada has something unique for you.